What are lead generation rules and calculations? What do you guys think in the chat? What is the most important calculation when it comes to generating leads for a law firm? Most important calculation when generating leads for a law firm. It's a good start. ROI. Okay. Calls. Conversions. Okay. Conversion. Profit. That's a nice one. Cost per conversion. Okay. These are good ones. All good ones. Cost per conversion. Okay. Got it. Qualified leads. Okay. That's good. I can tell John has been studying our content. The key, okay, the 3 caliber of client. I like that. It ties into John's qualified leads comment. John Miller, potential quality clients. Ooh. / clients you can pay. Okay. Makes sense. Which ties into, it's a more specific variation of qualified leads. Okay. The number one rule of lead generation for lawyers, this is controversial, warning you, it's to never get married to one number. That's the number one rule. So I can feel this simmering in. I'm going to let it simmer. Never get married to any one number. Data scientists never get married to one number. If you study like research scientists, the best research scientists train themselves like almost like in a meditative state to go, cost per leads here, calls are here, conversions here, profits here. Okay. Because here's what happens. The truth is this. Here's the truth. For most people on this call, the problem with getting married to any one number, the fact that you're going to zoom into one thing and you'll see cost per conversion going up and you'll think, oh crap, everything I'm doing is not working. Cost per conversion is going up. Okay. But the truth is most small law firms don't have proper infrastructure in place to track what's called lead attribution. Lead attribution is where leads come from. The truth is this. You have to go to sleep at night owning a law firm knowing that you'll probably never know with 100% certainty where all of your leads came from. You have to accept that. Okay, so why is that the truth? It's because most law firms don't have robust, well-structured intake systems where you're asking people on the phone and getting truthful answers as to, well, I first saw your display ad on Facebook, and then I thought about it for 2 months, and then I didn't need you, and then I needed you again, so then I went to Google, and I kind of remembered you, but maybe I did. You never get answers like that from clients, right? You get people like, oh, internet, found you on da-da-da, quick answers, right? So attribution is a problem. So getting married to any one number, okay, is a big risk. And we see this happen all the time. I see it happen all the time right now. Right now, we're not getting tremendous, like immediate leads from our personal Google Ads campaign marketing 2 lawyers right now. Like we market 2 lawyers right now, but I'm not married to any one number. I'm committed to showing up 100% of the time a lawyer goes online and searches for PPC for lawyers, AdWords for attorneys, whatever keywords we bid on. That's what I'm committed to. Now, I'm going to keep so many other channels going so that could just be the clincher, right? But that's a different strategy than just going, I will cut it off if it is a certain cost per whatever. Because the truth is you don't know where your actual clients are coming from. So lead generation rule number 1 is don't get married to any one number, okay? The key, rule number 2, is get married to the quality. Well, that's a good point, Joseph. What I'm saying is don't get married to, good point, Joseph. Don't get married to cost per conversion, which I talk about in my book, PPC for Lawyers, Not Dummies. Okay? Don't get married to cost per click. Don't get married to just something like number of calls. Oh, calls are down this month. Because oftentimes the health of your law firm doesn't really have anything to do with that within one marketing channel, right? Oftentimes there's so many other things tying in. To determine lead generation success, whatever you're doing lead generation on, whether it's a third-party website, Google Ads, SEO, website, whatever, to just go and say, what is my profit per marketing channel? I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it is freaking hard. I have a director of operations whose responsibility is this, and we still don't know. And that's fine. My business, however, is fine. I don't need to go and obsess over cost per conversion. So I agree, yeah, barnacle approach is a good way to put it. So if you just start, look, this is what happens. Avoid this. This is my point. Lead generation rule, number one. Don't get married to any one number like cost per conversion, cost per click, number of phone calls. Because you can get less phone calls and higher quality calls. You could get a higher cost per click and a higher conversion rate. So if you get married to cost per click going up, skyrocketing, pull the plug, everything's not working, then you're probably not making a good move. But worst of all, if you go to like try and derive profit or revenue per marketing channel, you're going to miss out on attribution from other channels. Like this is something that Mike Mogul talks a lot about, multi-channel marketing. Like you want to be a little bit of everywhere, right? You just don't want to make glaring mistakes. So that's rule number one. Rule number two is focus on your overall business, right? So this is why it's important. If you have one problem, like an intake problem, think about this. One problem. You have a negative receptionist answering your calls. Think about that. You have a negative receptionist going, law office. Yeah, can I take your information? Right? If you have that going on, every lead channel you have is going to look like it sucks. If you're not following up aggressively on hard to get leads, you should see what James does, the guy I brought on who does the social media stuff. Oh my God, the most creative text message follow-up I have ever seen. I mean, he will not tolerate a wrongful death case or a home run quality case that he gets through his marketing. He will not tolerate that case. And with that mentality, with that culture in his firm, we don't frickin' miss cases. We do not let leads float away. With that cultural shift in your firm, all of your lead channels improve magically. Doesn't matter cost per conversion. Doesn't matter all this other stuff. And if you're the one as the heavy hitter / closer closing the leads that come in, that's fine too, right? But you need systems in place so that if you're in court, which isn't happening right now, or you're busy for whatever reason running a business, you have insurance policies in place. They're going to get followed up with a daily email drip, just like we do. They're going to get followed up with our sales team is going to send them a new book that we wrote, which some of you who are talking to our sales team right now, we're getting creative with our file. This is why you need content. You need YouTube videos. You need ebooks. And then once you have them, don't just let them sit on your website. Use them in your sales process for especially the leads you want to work with that have gone dark. Send them a text. Like this is the biggest open gap in law firm marketing. It's following up on leads. Like the people who aren't immediately going to sign up. This is one big lesson I learned from one of my mentors. You should write this down. This is a big, big lesson. The easier someone is to close, the lower value they are. The easier someone is to turn into a client, oftentimes, over 50% of the time, that person is going to be a lower quality client in the long run. It's an interesting insight. It doesn't happen everywhere, but it's interesting because a lot of times the people who are hardest to turn into a client can actually, like they're actually shopping because they have something valid and they know they need to do due diligence, and that probably makes them more of a rational adult. So all of the money is in follow-up. And if you don't have things to give, like, oh, here's a book I wrote. I should back up. Here's a booklet, not book. Booklet. People don't want 40,000 page books. They want books, Lawyer PPC book, when I wrote it, was probably 6 or 7 single space, 8.5 by 11 pages. We packaged it smaller, booklet, PPC for lawyers, not dummies. Now it's like, I don't know, 50 plus pages because the pages are smaller. Yeah, so Tom, it's a good point. But if they're not willing to pay a consult fee or say money is not an issue, you know they are full of crap if it's the type of case where they should pay a consult fee. Completely agree, right? I completely agree with that, Tom. Thank you for speaking up. Let me know in the chat, guys, like if you have thoughts on what I'm talking about. This is a big thing. And, so the next thing is, what's the third one? The third immediate lead generation rule and calculation is this. The only number you need to know is what is your overall firm cost per case, okay? This is the secret number. This is the third immediate lead generation rule and calculation to make, okay? Write this down. This is a big insight I've had that's allowed me to grow my company 300% last year. I wrote this down at the beginning of the year. I actually never told anyone on my team that I wrote this down. This is cool. Zoom out and go, out of my entire marketing budget for my firm and the total number of case volume that I bring in on a monthly basis, signed cases, what makes sense? Think about that. Total marketing costs compared to total intake. Now we're talking. Now within that, you're going to have some referrals, some word of mouth. Some people, let's see, sage advice, the quality of your practice is gauged by the clients you don't take as well as, if not more than the clients you do take. Okay, I'll say it again, Deborah. Thank you for slowing me down. Okay, no, just by number of clients. Just by number of clients. Ready? Okay. Total marketing dollars spent divided by not revenue per client, we're not there yet, okay? Total dollars spent on marketing, okay, is the numerator. And then the denominator is how many cases did you take in that month? Ideally, you want to look at this quarterly, so you're not making short-term decisions. Like this is the biggest the biggest reason law firms don't grow, I believe, is you make long-term decisions on short-term data. You get panicky. It's not working. Turn this off. Cancel that agency. This isn't good. You get hung up on one thing. I hope you guys get the point I'm saying here. Because Fortune 500 companies, this is why I'm pulling in 9-figure firm owners. If you guys aren't in the mastermind club, you're doing yourself and your firm a disservice because I have captured the knowledge of 9-figure law firm owners in the mastermind club. So what are all these people thinking? Are they thinking in minute by minute increments, monthly increments? Turn off all my billboards next month. We got a bad ROI. No, they're winning because they're measuring quarterly, right? But let's start monthly. Total marketing expense divided by number of new clients brought in. So the next step is calculate where you're at now. Such an important calculation because it gives you context. Then, based on your average revenue per client, this is getting into Carolyn's question, average revenue per client, then you can multiply that by the number of clients you're bringing on an average. Hopefully you use quarterly numbers, but you can start monthly if you need to. Then you have some numbers to work with, right? Now you're thinking, okay, I spent $10,000 total in marketing with all said, and I brought in 10 cases last month. So my cost per case as a firm is $1,000 per case. My average revenue per case, however, is $5,000. So as of now, through my overall marketing initiatives, my overall portfolio investor thinking, compared to my overall income, right? Okay, it looks like things are working. I don't need to panic as much. I can look quarterly. I can zoom out. I can make portfolio adjustments, right? Everyone needs a little bit of S&P 500 in their portfolio. At least I believe. Need a little bit of diversification. Then you can take some bets on more speculative stocks. I know not a lot of people on here probably invest, but you take a little bit of bets on speculative stocks. For me, my investment portfolio, I'm like, I don't know, 20, 30% S&P 500. I do maybe 5% Carnival Cruise Lines just because I think that that's a speculative stock right now. I'm already up quite a bit because I went at the lowest day it went. I have some speculations in low points for airlines. I know Warren Buffett got out of them, but I went in low enough to where it makes sense. I have a little, 5-10% there. I'm invested in Darden, which is the big restaurant conglomerate. That's going to be going up big. Longhorn Steakhouse, all those. So I'm taking a little bit of bets, but when you look overall, my portfolio is working, right? So with your marketing portfolio, zoom out and look at everything and think, is my PPC not working because I don't have anything unique about me anywhere? Anything. No YouTube channel, no content, just banking on people to, yeah, here's 10 grand, right? Or yeah, let me trust you with a 7-figure case. Okay, well, let's zoom out then. Interesting. The hardest thing in this is quantifying effort. Okay, this is the hardest thing. The easy part is quantifying dollars in, dollars out. Effort's the hard thing to quantify. For example, for me doing these webinars, I haven't quantified a cost on it. I know I spend about like $500 a month on MailChimp, $1,000 a month for Zoom because we have to have the 3,000 package. But the time and effort I put in coming up with topics and titles and organizing speakers and freaking copywriting and oh my God, all the emails, I haven't quantified that yet. But I'm putting in the work, and that's what's called earned media in marketing, right? Earned media. So when you have earned media, meaning you put in all this effort to pull a huge feat off in your market, like we're doing with the webinars and what hopefully some of you are doing in your market, you get earned media, which is free, quote unquote, advertising. The braver you are, write this down, the more earned media you get. Sometimes the more controversial you are, the more earned media you get because you're willing to take more flack. You're willing to get criticized publicly, right? So you'll get more earned media for that. So that's a hard thing to quantify, but that's why I think it's important to zoom out, do dollars in, dollars out comparisons for everything, then look at what can I do to make my entire portfolio better. So rather than thinking, I got to shut off Google ads, or I got to cancel this lead thing, or I got to cancel all SEO, it's not working. No, SEO, Google ads, like guys, anything on Google, this is a big takeaway here. Anything on Google is the equivalent of the S&P 500, right? What do I mean by that? It's a tried and true platform. You're not going to game Google anymore. It's a mature platform. It's not emerging, it's mature, right? You definitely don't want to abandon a mature platform because your clients will be there. Google ads, awesome thing is you can guarantee you show up first, depending on your budget, for certain keywords. That's awesome, okay? SEO, tougher, but possible, right? So, like, think about it like this. Wait a second, I'm not going to abandon the largest traffic website in the United States, and I trust the company, I trust the strategy I'm following right now on X, Y, and Z platform. Maybe I need to improve it a little, but it's okay. Maybe I need to become a better leader. Maybe I need to become a better copywriter, a better thinker. I need to schedule, I don't know, handful of hours in my calendar and think about what makes me unique. Okay, again, I'm reading the book Scaling Up. For those of you who haven't read the book Scaling Up, just freaking read it. It is amazing. Ken Hardison and I were talking on the phone. He told me to read it, and I'm already almost through it. This is the book Scaling Up. This book shows you a lot of the concepts I'm talking about. The biggest area that most businesses abandon is strategy, but it's the highest value area. You can come up with one differentiator that permeates on and on and on and on. So the point I'm trying to make is instead of looking at zooming into microscopic things, if you want to grow your law firm and get more cases, sometimes you have to keep things running and pumping, right? The tried and true things, whatever that is for you. even if it's not the best ROI ever. And then you tinker with intake. You tinker with add one unique selling proposition line. You tinker with, maybe I'm not being clear about my value in a way on my website. Or maybe I haven't captured enough of my knowledge in the form of an ebook or on YouTube, which literally just requires a phone. And, oh, crap. People are at increasing rates consuming video way more than text content. And I've been writing blogs incessantly or just writing tons of blogs. Would I be sitting online ever reading a blog about X, Y, or Z topic that I posted a blog on? Maybe people like video more. I talk effortlessly on the phone with clients. Maybe I could just film myself right after a client call and just address a handful of frequently asked questions. Just film myself. People will probably like if it's selfie form because people are sick and tired of overly professional attorneys. I think non-professional YouTube videos could actually explode your firm.